Thank you for attending Arlington Transportation Partners webinar on staying up to date with transportation news. My name is Ellie Heil and I'm your host for today. I've been a business development manager with ATP's employer services team, serving businesses in Roslyn, Courthouse, and Clarendon, going on a year in April. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by our speaker panel representing Arl Now, Vision Zero, Arlington Transit, or ART, Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, or WMATA, as well as Bike Arlington, Walk Arlington, and Capital Bike Share, to share some information with all of us on how each organization distributes their news and alerts. First, I want to give you all some background on who Arlington Transportation Partners, or ATP, is and what we do. At ATP, we pride ourselves on offering complimentary business-to-business consulting for employers and property managers throughout Arlington County to support their efforts in providing and promoting commuter benefits and alternative transportation options as opposed to driving alone. In that same vein, sorry, Antoinette, do you mind muting yourself?
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. There we go. So in that same vein, we provide resources that promote healthy air quality and reduce carbon emissions. One of the main avenues we utilize to achieve these goals is through the Champions program. Some of you may be aware of the Champions program, but if you're not, briefly, it's a recognition program for employers and property managers to enroll in that provides a guideline of ways to promote and provide sustainable transportation initiatives, as well as activities that lend toward employee wellness and work-life balance. This is the Champions program 10th year running. I know all of us at ATP are looking forward to it being the best year yet, thanks to all of you, of course. That being said, if you haven't yet, reach out to your ATP representative to schedule an enrollment meeting, or if you're not sure who your rep is, there will be an email at the end of the presentation you can reach out to, and we'll connect you with one. Moving forward, ATP's website is listed here, arlingtontransportationpartners.com. This is where you can find our blogs and more information on our programs, downloadable guides, resources like our commute planner, and more. Our blogs are published as they come about. There is no set schedule. They usually cover topics of current transportation events, construction, or promotions. Recently, we've recapped our annual Champions Banquet celebration and promoted the launch of Champions 2024, as well as Arlington's recent upgraded designation to a gold level bicycle-friendly community. Our newsletters are distributed by email once a month. You can register to receive them on our website. Staying up to date with our newsletters is a great way every month to get a snapshot of transportation news and initiatives going on around Arlington. This way you can promote the information to your employees, residents, or tenants. We also promote our resources, blogs, and webinars like this one on our social media pages. You can find Arlington Transportation Partners on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I've provided our handles on the slide. Feel free to check us out and follow us. We've also produced some video content, and our recorded webinars can be located on the ATP YouTube page. I thank you all for your attention. At this time, I'd like to introduce my coworker, Raymond Duran, to take us through how our active transportation programs, news, and media are distributed. Raymond Duran is the Capital Bike Share and Shared Micromobility Program Manager. Raymond has over 6 years of experience as a bike educator and instructor. In his current role, he manages Arlington County's Capital Bike Share and Shared Mobility programs, which entails managing day-to-day operations, tracking and analyzing trip data, and collaborating with local and national partners.
Thank you for the introduction.
Of course.
And then we want to.
Oh, yep, sorry.
So yeah, we'll start off with Walk Arlington. Walk Arlington is the county's walk education and encouragement program. So the mission for Walk Arlington is to make it easier to walk around the county. identifying those barriers and informing people on different ways to overcome those barriers to just walk more around the county. So our main website is walkarlington.com, is where you can get all the information we provide. We have blog posts that go up on no set schedule, but the blog posts can be anything from infrastructure changes, like the county changing intersections to make it safer for walkers and pedestrians. Other blog posts could be, how to prepare yourself for a walk on a really hot day or a really cold day. Other ideas would be like, another blog post could be, how to keep yourself walking during the holidays where, it's, you tend to be indoors more. So plenty of content there to get people out walking. Then we have monthly newsletters. So the monthly newsletter is going to have like current news, upcoming events that we have going on, and they go out once a month. If there's not much going on, we might skip a month and it'll be, the following month, but they usually go out every month. Then our social media, Facebook, X, Instagram. We have a few videos on YouTube as well, but I think Twitter will give you the most up-to-date information. And then for Walk Arlington, I guess one cool event coming up is a Vision Zero Walk, where we highlight the improvements Vision Zero has made in Arlington County. The location is yet to be decided on, but it is going to happen on April 13th. And then we can move on to Bike Arlington. So then Bike Arlington, similar to Walk, is the Arlington County's bike education and encouragement program, where we identify ways to make it easier to bike around the county. So again, finding those barriers on how to get more people on bikes. If you already ride a bike, we give you information on new infrastructure changes, how to provide input on new county projects. If you don't bike at all or don't know how to ride a bike, we provide lessons on learn to ride classes, and then we also do Confident City cycling classes too. So if you haven't been on a bike for a while, you could hop right on and get your skills back up to par and get comfortable to ride. And those classes, they happen in the fall and the spring. Usually, it all depends, planning variables on how many we can provide, but usually at least 6 a year, I would say. So if you sign up for our monthly newsletter, you'll know exactly when they're happening. And then we also have blog posts. Again, no set schedule on the blog posts, but you can find information on how to buy a used bike, how to buy an electric bike, how to ride your bike in the winter, how to prepare yourself for a long bike ride. And then we share some bike routes of some nice, bike rides around the county. Forgot to mention that for Walk Arlington as well. There's also walking routes and walkabouts that you could check out and walk around the county. But back to bike, we also provide the comfort map for Bike Arlington as well, and that labels all the roads in the county by color, and each color is like beginner to intermediate to expert, and it's how comfortable do you feel riding that bike. So a blue and green, you're going to be very comfortable riding on that route, where a red, it's not going to be very comfortable at all. Then moving on to stay most up to date, follow our social media, Bike Art, Facebook, X, same thing, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube has some videos we did during the pandemic on just how to keep your bike, how to keep biking around the county, how to tune up your bike. There's some fun stuff there. How to bike to DCA, is a great video on our YouTube, and but follow us on Twitter and X to get the most up-to-date information on trails, infrastructure changes. You know, we'd like to stay on top of if it's icy out, warning people of like ice patches and stuff like that. So definitely follow us there. And then we'll move on to Capital Bike Share. So Capital Bike Share is the region's premier bike share program. So it provides affordable, fun, healthy way for people to get around the region. We're made up of 8 jurisdictions. So we have City of Alexandria, Montgomery County, Fairfax County, Prince George's County, City of Falls Church, City of Fairfax, Arlington County, and Washington, D.C. that make this beautiful system of 700 stations and over 6,500 bikes. You know, we provide everyone with access to a bike 24/7 to, you know, help them get around just for fun, to help them with their commute. It's a great way to connect yourself to transit. So if you want to start your ride and, you know, dock at a at a metro station, you know, we're the cabbie bikes are available at most metro stops around the county. So it's a great way to end or start your ride. And then the best way to stay in contact with us, it would be on the website, capitalbikeshare.com, or downloading the app on, you know, your mobile device. And then you can create an account. And then creating an account doesn't sign you up for a membership or anything. It's just you have a Capital Bike Share account. You can identify where all the stations are. You can look at what the pricing is to rent a bike if you're a member, if you're not a member. And that really is the best way to stay up to date. Once you create that account, you'll get emails monthly and quarterly of like different campaigns happening and cool features that they may add to the app. And with that, I'll hand it back to Ellie.
Thank you, Raymond. You all are welcome to contact us or share our contact information with your employees, tenants, and/or residents if they have questions about any ATP or active transportation programs like bike classes, Capital Bike Share corporate memberships, or champions. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Joe DeVoe with Arl Now. Joe DeVoe is the Assistant Managing Editor for Arl Now, an online news site covering Arlington, Virginia. She previously covered local and state education issues for Greenwich Time and its parent company, Hearst, Connecticut, a network of daily and weekly papers throughout the state. She has also written for the Detroit News and her hometown paper, the Fresno Bee. Beyond Arl Now, you can sometimes see her live on Fox 5's DMV Zone show, where she breaks down Arlington stories for a broader DC audience. She and her husband, who met on their school paper, are expecting their second baby later this month. Congratulations, Joe. You can take it away.
Thanks. So hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. If you don't know, Arl Now was started about, 10-ish, now actually 15 years ago almost. It was like kind of a blog that really existed to be a place where people could find public safety updates. And my boss always said that it was because people thought nothing happened in Arlington or there was not much going on. And he was like, I don't think that's true. And so he started this blog, and it's since blossomed into not one, but 3 sites. We have ARL Now covering Arlington, ALX Now covering Alexandria, and FFX Now covering Fairfax County. And then we have an affiliate site, Popville in DC as well. Next slide. So our reach, who reads ARL Now? We have, a wide range of people who read our site. Many are young people, ages 25 to 34. Lots of them have children and, care about school issues maybe, or just are kind of interested in whatever is going on in terms of community events. So we post a lot about that as well. And we have a fairly broad reach on social media. So you know, if we are tweeting about something that is going to generate a lot of attention, if, you know, something kind of breaking happens, we get 16 million yearly page views and 400,000 uniquely monthly visitors. So we have a pretty broad reach, and we really use that to leverage hyper local content that you won't find at a competitor news outlet that might have a more regional focus, such as all of the DC metro area, several suburbs, or, you know, going into Fairfax County. You know, we really try and keep it local to our jurisdiction. Next slide. How we stack up. So this is actually kind of a bit of an outdated slide, but I really like it because it shows that we top the charts compared to other news outlets in the region in terms of like where people say they get their information for, you know, community happenings. We're ahead of the Washington Post, the Sun Gazette, now the Gazette Leader. And I think that this just kind of speaks to the fact that, you know, we really tried to carve out a niche where people go for something that they won't find elsewhere because it is so like hyper local. And, you know, since this slide was published in 2018, 2019, some other big things have happened. WAPO is scaling back its metro reporting. DCist is closing. So we have a lot of kind of upheaval and retraction happening in the local news scene in the DC area. And so, you know, this is why it's really important for ARL now to kind of stay on top of whatever's happening in Arlington. Next slide. So we have stories go up pretty much every hour on the hour between 8:30 and 4 p.m. We find that's when a lot of people are, you know, at their desk working, and so they're probably also going to check the news. We don't really publish beyond those hours, except if there's breaking news that we really think that people need to know about as it's happening, like public safety issues like fires and things like that. Everything goes onto social media automatically, to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Get some of our more like specialized posts maybe, but you can always find us there. And then email newsletters. We have a couple of options for newsletters. We have a press club for people who pay $10 a month, and they get early access to, you know, what stories we're going to be covering, as well as early access to deep dive reporting that we do once a month. And then as well as there's newsletters that are more like breaking news. So if you want to just be signed up to get the breaking news as soon as it happens, you can sign up for that newsletter as well. All of that information is on our website. Next slide. In terms of, you know, transportation stories, we actually do a fair amount about transportation. That's my beat. And for instance, this week, I have a story going about a new pilot program that the county is embarking on to add hardened center lines, which basically will make it harder for people to turn left quickly, and you know, it's supposed to help ensure pedestrian safety. And then there's a new report about crash hotspots in the county, and so I'm going to be writing about, you know, some new intersections that got flagged for having a lot of crashes. And next week I'm working on a story about community concerns about speeding on a street in South Arlington. So we do have a mix of transportation stories. Typically it's really focused on, you know, what you need to know functionally for your daily life. So it's, you know, your street might be getting a new pilot program, or, you know, this change might be happening, or here's a way that you can engage in the county's feedback process for deciding where bike lanes should go, or something like that for any given project. And then we also do some more deep dives as time allows. We did one about how the county is doing automated speeding enforcement, and that's how that's going to work and why it's turning to automated enforcement. And you know, we'll be on every single kind of, you know, major metro closure or change or project, as well as various street improvement projects and updates and things like that. So and then the last thing being breaking traffic news. So if there's a huge crash that's causing a pileup, that's causing major traffic, you know, we'll be on that, as well as sometimes deep dive follow-ups that come out of those kinds of breaking news crash stories. We had a couple of stories I remember about alley safety improvements that took place after a child was struck by a driver who was exiting an alley. And so, you know, we do sometimes take the time to, after something like that happens, follow up and see what the county might be doing, what the community is saying needs to be done. And I think that was it. Yes.
Yep, that is all. Thank you, Joe. I know I'm always personally looking forward to Arl Now's afternoon update to hit my inbox. It's one of my favorites.
Thanks.
Yep, and welcoming our next presenter, Christine Baker with Arlington County's Vision Zero. Christine Baker is the Vision Zero Program Manager at Arlington County, Virginia. Christine has over 15 years of experience as a planner focused on multimodal access and safety. In her current role, she manages Arlington County's Vision Zero Transportation Program, which entails strategizing and implementing the Vision Zero program, managing a team of staff that supports Vision Zero, and engaging with community stakeholders to achieve a goal of zero transportation-related deaths in Arlington by 2030. On to you, Christine.
Thanks so much. And thanks, Joe. I'll get back to you on that article you asked for right before this. So yeah, I work with Vision Zero. You can pop to the next slide, please. We're focused on transportation safety, eliminating severe and fatal transportation related injuries in Arlington by 2030. You can find us, our website is just huge. There's so much information on our website, and we've been building it over time, so it might have changed since the last time you've been there, but we're constantly updating, constantly adding more information, because transparency and accountability are some of the top goals of our Vision Zero program. So we're making sure everything is available to you. You can find it, and you can get any reasoning or more information about anything if you have questions. So I really recommend that as a resource. You can also sign up for our newsletter on the website in the right-hand panel. We're also on Twitter. Vision Zero stuff goes out through Arlington's Department of Environmental Services Twitter account, or X. So find us at Arlington DES on Twitter. Same thing goes for Facebook. We also have a Flickr account with photos. We have a YouTube account, Arlington DES, and then we also post on Nextdoor. So these are some of the primary outlets where you can find us. And I believe you'll have this too, so you can use that for quick reference. Next slide. And just to give you an idea of kind of like what we're doing throughout the year with Vision Zero, like I mentioned, the project website is our hub. That's where we post everything and link to it. If you see an article from Joe, you'll often find a lot of links over to the Vision Zero website. We also do annual reporting. So we have an annual report that covers the previous year that comes out usually in April. So it's about to come out in the next couple of weeks. And then we also have a mid-year report that typically comes out in October, and that just lets you know kind of what we've been up to date throughout the year. So that's our way of really showing the progress that's been made towards our Vision Zero action plan. We created the action plan in 2020. It was adopted in 2021, and it has a list of over 90 action items that we're actively working on to make Arlington safer. So these annual reports show the progress that is happening towards that goal. We also host an annual safety feedback engagement that happens once a year in April around the timing of the release of the annual report. And that's when we check in with the community. And we are using a lot of data to drive decision making. We're using data to make decisions on safety. And we want to complement that quantitative work with qualitative data, with information from you on your perceived experiences within Arlington and traveling on different modes, and what are our pain points, where are we doing well. So that will launch in April and run throughout the month. We host pop-up events, and we have an online feedback form. We are posting in a lot of different ways, and we're also just trying to meet people where they are through like lawn signs or sidewalk stickers or those pop-ups that I mentioned. So keep an eye out for that next month, and it's a great way just to kind of take the temperature, see how people are feeling, and we're tracking the results over time to see what our progress looks like from that qualitative side. We have an external stakeholder group. We meet mid-year around the mid-year report to get feedback from specific stakeholder groups. We have a year-round critical crash mitigation campaign, which I'll talk about on the next slide. We do equity-focused pop-ups throughout the year to get safety messaging and education materials out where we typically don't hear from people. We have a monthly newsletter and monthly messages to our external stakeholder group. And then we do ad hoc communications when there's quick build or pilot projects. So this is kind of the whole summary, and you can see the timeline of kind of when some of these things happen. Next slide. So how do you get in touch? Again, the newsletter is great. It is full of content. And right now, we have about 2,500 recipients. So I know there's a lot more people in Arlington who aren't signed up. So please sign up, encourage other people who are interested as well. You'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, there's the Receive Vision Zero updates on the website. You just put your email address in there. And you won't get spammed. It's a monthly circulation email just to let everyone know kind of what's been happening over the course of the month. And every once in a while, if there's an engagement opportunity that doesn't meet within that monthly cycle, we'll send out just to make sure it's on people's radar. We also have the year-round critical crash mitigation campaign and some monthly safety theme that we identify based on our critical crash reviews we do every quarter. Every quarter we sit down, we look at every crash that has happened that has resulted in a severe or fatal injury, and we're taking things that we've seen patterns or trends and creating messages around them. So a new message comes out each month. It goes out through the newsletter, through the website, through paid advertisements, through stakeholders, and through social media, just to help bring awareness and give people an action item on how they can contribute to Arlington safety message or safety mission. We have the annual safety feedback engagement, which I talked about a lot on the last slide. And we also this year are going to be doing a virtual open house because we did an open house last year. It had really kind of low attendance, and we're finding that if we're meeting people where they are, that's where we're getting the most rich feedback. So as a complement to some of the pop-ups, we'll be letting people know where the pop-ups are, so you can come find us if you'd like, or there'll be the virtual open house where you can kind of learn about what's happening and take the online feedback form. We have the annual and mid-year reports and ad hoc engagements. Like I mentioned, there's quick build projects, which are really small scale construction projects. If that's happening in your neighborhood, you'll get an email that's targeted once we get close to construction time, just to kind of give a heads up, hey, this is what's happening here. This is what you can expect. And same goes for the pilot projects as well. So all that information is up on our website too. You can always zoom in on the quick builds and kind of see, if there's anything that might be in the queue in your neighborhood. And last but not least, we have public facing dashboards. So we have one on the website right now that allows you to look at crash data, and it's up to date through the last update that the Virginia Department of Transportation has issued. We have an API that connects directly to their data set, and it just kind of shows all that information as up to date as possible. So usually there's like a 2-month lag, but that allows you to kind of look around. And we're going to have a brand new, really cool public facing dashboard when we launch the annual report in about a month. So that'll be a new addition to the website that kind of is a one-stop shop for all the Vision Zero things on an interactive clickable map. So that is a little teaser for what's coming up soon. And that's all I've got. So thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. That was greatly insightful on how to track down all the info and all the work Vision Zero is doing to make Arlington County's transportation infrastructure as safe as possible for all users. Let's hear from Paul Mounier with Arlington Transit. Mr. Mounier has worked with Arlington County Transit Bureau since 2019. Prior to that, he worked for Fairfax and Loudoun counties, accumulating a wealth of experience over the past 18 years working in the public transportation field. Thank you for being here, Paul.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about how ART communicates with the public, mostly talking about alerts and when we have detours, things like that. Next slide, please. So where to find our news? There's press releases released on the county website. This is the place to find official news, not so much emergency news, but studies that we're doing, outreach events, things like that. And particularly if there's new services. Obviously, the past few years, we have not changed the service much due to the pandemic, but as we are moving out of that, we have completed a 10-year transit strategic plan, and we hope to be implementing new services coming up in the near future. You can also get information off our website, arlingtontransit.com. And for immediate news, operational news, weather delays, detours, etc., the ART alert system is probably the best place to go to get that information. If there is a delay due to traffic, accidents, detours, and as mentioned, weather, this is the go-to channel to look at. We also publish those alerts to Twitter when they come out. We also put information on Nextdoor, Instagram, and Facebook. We have a blog section that explores transit-related topics. That isn't updated regularly, I don't believe, but when something interesting comes along, you can find that information there. And county newsletter, any major news will be included in the county newsletter. Next slide, please. Just our social media platforms, Twitter. Again, any alerts that go out through the alert system will be posted to Twitter. So if you sign up for that, that's where you can get your information. One thing about the alerts, you can specifically pick the routes that you're interested in, so you aren't being inundated by if there is a delay on the 53 and you typically ride the 75, you won't receive that alert if you have not selected that route. Nextdoor, localized information about art and events. Again, this is mostly public events, special interest kind of news that you can receive there. Instagram, behind the scenes look, and Facebook, where we try to engage with our community with just updates. Next slide, please. Again, a little bit more on the ART alerts, bus stop closures, delays, weather alerts, particularly weather alerts. A lot can change. Obviously, weather affects transportation significantly, and this is one of the best places to get that information on a very real-time basis if there's going to be delays and things of that nature. And just some other transit-related data. As I said, primarily the alerts are just going to be operational things that affect your daily travel. Next slide, please. Okay, and as you can see, we don't really have a set schedule of releasing information. Mostly it's to inform people, to make sure that if there is something that is going to be affecting your travel in the immediate future, in the next 15, 20 minutes, we want to get that information to you as quickly as possible. As I said, the ART alerts you can customize to any services that you specifically use, routes and such. And then for more general news, Facebook, Nextdoor, and Twitter are probably better. And the homepage is always a good place to go to get regular updates and information, rider's guides. You can sign up, look at real-time information, and you can sign up for the alerts there. Next slide, please. So thank you. Stay connected with Arlington Transit for the latest updates. As I said, we just finished our transit strategic plan. We're hoping to start implementing services in the near future. As I mentioned, we've been static for the past few years, but hopefully moving forward as we are seeing significant growth and regular growth over the past 2 years that we believe is going to continue. From what I've seen, I think that we have some opportunities to improve the system. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. You see my contact information there. And as I said, the website is always a great place to look for information. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. That was great. I know we had some snow stick this winter, and that surely affected some commuters, so great to know where to find info on specific routes as well. Our last panelist represents Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, or WMATA. Antoinette Rucker is a Senior Business Development Account Executive at Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority. She has 17 years of experience as subject matter expert for the Smart Benefits Program, University Pass, and Regional Partnerships sales programs. Some of her notable accounts include the Department of Transportation, Department of Defense, World Bank, and GEICO. Antoinette is an advocate for public transportation and is a daily Metro rider. Thanks again for being here, Antoinette.
Thank you, Ellie. I'm going to jump right into it. Thanks for having me. On this agenda today, I'm going to speak about safety, fares, smart benefits, and the Smart Trip programs, our new mobile pay, and project updates. So let's jump right into it. Our number one priority with Metro is safety. So the first thing I want to notify you about is if anything ever comes up, you can always contact the station manager or Metro Transit Police Department. They can be reached on 202-962-2121, but if you cannot remember that number, you can also call 911. You can text them as well if something's going on and you don't want to do anything vocally. You could text them at mymtpd or just mymtpd. Also, for clearance purposes, if you ever got under the or were on the tracks and there was a train coming, to avoid being hit, the only safe place we have is under the platform. So if a train is coming and for some reason you're down there, you need to roll under the platform because that is the only piece of clearance that you would have. Be careful of the third rail, but you shouldn't be on our tracks anyhow. But if something happens, you'll know not to touch the third rail. And also on each one of our station platforms, we have an emergency contact button where you will go directly to our RCC, which is our Regional Transportation Communication Center. And they can get in touch with MTP as well. So now I'm going to go into fares. So we have some nice discounted fares, one-way fares after 9:30 p.m. Weekday, weekly, and all day on weekends is a flat $2 rate. So this is for our rail. And typically, as you know, our rail is distance-based. So it's great now that on the weekends and after 9:30 p.m., you can go out on a flat rate on our rail for $2. Weekday costs vary, of course, because of the travel distance. And I have some nice programs to tell you about that'll help you save some money on that. Then we have our unlimited transit passes, daily, weekly, and monthly passes. Our monthly passes, as well as our weekly passes, give you free Metro bus rides as well. So that is also a good incentive to ride Metro and get out of your single occupancy vehicles. And children up to two children, age 4 and younger, can ride for free. So when you're going on those museum trips on the weekends, it's only $2, $4 if you're with your husband or wife, and then free for the kids. So, and also free museums. So it all works out for everyone. So Metro bus, $2 flat rate. If you go from bus to bus, you get our free bus transfers for up to 2-hour period of time. This transfer also works on our regional partner buses like in Arlington and some of our other regional partner buses in Fairfax. So if you're going from a Metro bus to a Fairfax County bus within 2 hours, you're not going to pay an additional $2. You have your window for that transfer. Express buses are $4.25, and again, our children are free up to 4 years of age with 2 of them. Pay with your mobile application. So now you don't need your plastic Smart Trip card for $2. You could put your Smart Trip card, or you can purchase a Smart Trip card on your Apple or Android phone. So once you purchase the card, you can then just tap your phone to go through the system. It's available on your card right on your phone right away. And I'll go over that a little bit more on the next slide. So to follow up with fares, I want to talk a little bit about our fare programs. And this right here is my baby, which is the Smart Benefits program. We encourage all of our employers throughout this National Capital Region to participate in this program. This program brings in over 1/3 of Metro's revenue, so it is a very popular program. So for anyone that is working for a company that is not offering you a transit benefit to help save you money on your commute to and from work, you can let them know about the Smart Benefits program. It's pretty much similar to it's a free program. It's a commuter benefit program. It's sort of like a health savings account for commuting. Employees who participate can save up to $1,200 a year on public transportation. And that's if you're electing the maximum amount of transportation. So $1,200 a year is a lot. You can go on a vacation somewhere instead of giving that money towards your commute. So it's definitely something to consider if you're riding Metro. And if you're not riding Metro, maybe you could try Metro to see if it's cost effective for you. The maximum amounts for transit this year is $315. $315 is also the maximum amount for parking. Over to the right, top right, you'll see where you can commute for less. That is the hyperlink that will give you directly to our website, which will give you more information about the Smart Benefit program. But the benefits are you're saving money on your taxes per month. It's convenient. Your employer, once you give them your Smart Trip card number, monthly dollar amount, every month your benefits will automatically load to your Smart Trip card at Metro Rail, Metro Bus, any of our regional partner buses, including Arlington with the Smart Trip fare box. So you basically can activate your transit benefits if you ride Metro Access, which is Metro's paratransit service, MARC Train, Virginia Railway Express, MTA commuter buses, a lot of van pools, as well as independent bus companies. Some of them come out of Virginia, some come out of Maryland. Local incentives. So if you have not rode Metro or you want to try Smart Benefits, Loudoun County and Fairfax County will actually give you, if you enroll in the program for at least 1 month, a free Smart Trip card. There are some rules of participation, so you can go on both of their respective websites to find out, but you definitely need to at least enroll in Smart Benefits for 1 month. But they'll give you a card preloaded with $50 where you're able to use that for your commuting habits, as well as if you were parking in a Metro parking lot. You could use that money there as well. And again, Smart Benefits works with both the plastic card, or you can get the virtual cards in that virtual space. Reduced fare programs that we also offer are our senior Smart Trip cards. Right now, we are giving those away for free. So if you are 65 and older and you do not currently have a card, a senior card, you now qualify for a free Smart Trip card. You can get those at any of our Metro sales offices, Lafayette Plaza, and we also have at Martin Luther King Library in DC right now. We have some outreaches where we have a team out there daily, Monday through Friday, who are also distributing the free Smart Trip cards for our senior citizens. They must show, of course, proof of their age of 65. Other than that, they receive discounts once they tap the card. Not only is the card free, they only pay half of the prevalent fare. People with disabilities under age 65 also qualify for a free Smart Trip card, 50% off of their bus and rail travel, which also works on most of our regional partners who also give a discount for senior and disabled but you would need to go to your own respective transit partner to be sure that what their costs are as it relates to seniors and just people with disabilities. You must, of course, qualify for that. So you have to have a doctor, complete an application. You need your photo ID in order to get that done. Ellie, can you go to the next slide so they can keep up with what I'm speaking of? Thank you. So then we also have the Metro Lift program, which is if you qualify for SNAP benefits, no matter what jurisdiction you're in, Maryland, Virginia, or DC, you get 50% off of your Metro bus and Metro rail ride. So this is not a regional partnership offering. This is only for Metro, but we run in those regional partnership areas. So Metro buses do run in Arlington as well as our trains. So this is good for you guys to have that information. If you have SNAP benefits, you just need to show your SNAP card as well as your enrollment or your qualifying form from SNAP, and you are able to go online at WMATA Metro Live program, complete the application, get that smart trip card and ride for half the cost. Student fare programs, this is really only for DC kids, so I'm not going to go into that, but we have a student program. DC kids can ride Metro Rail, Metro Bus, and a DC circulator. They ride free because the district is paying for that. They can get off at an Arlington station though. If they were doing some, I don't know, a student trip to Arlington County, they're able to get on and use that particular system, get off our rails on those jurisdictions. Then we have a lot of colleges and universities. We have 29 currently who are participating in our university pass. This pass is included in their tuition. It's $1 a day. So most commutes for most college students, including the weekends, is about 135 days a semester. So they pay $135 on their tuition and they get to ride Metro Rail, Metro Bus, unlimited for the days that they are in that particular semester. You can go ahead to the next slide, please. I'm going to talk a little bit about fare evasion. Of course, you know that Metro loses a lot of money per year over this fare evasion, up to $40 million. We are trying to improve that. Fare evasion is a crime. In DC, there's up to $50 fine. Maryland, Virginia, it could be up to $100. Throughout the year, we have been installing our higher fare gates so that we can prevent jumping and piggybacking, and also to help make you feel safer while you're on our system. So just be aware, there's a link there for our fare modernization program so that you can see the schedule of what is being done. Also on our exit gates, about 50% of our exit gates now are equipped with to accept the credit card. So, before, if you tried to exit, if you didn't have enough money on your card, we would have to let you out. You go back, fill up your card with whatever you needed to exit out, and then come back out. Or we had exit machines, but the exit machines only accept the cash. Now they accept credit card. So you can go ahead to the next slide. I'm not going to go over this in detail, but I do want you to know that on your mobile phone, for the Apple, it has to be at least an 8 or newer. You have to have a credit card in your Apple Wallet in order for you to get a virtual card on it. And note the orientation on this slide on how you need to tap this card or your phone when you're going through. So that's the important piece on this slide that I wanted to let you know about. You can go ahead to the Android slide. Android phones are created and manufactured by different manufacturers. So the antennas on the phone are in different places because, it could be Samsung, it could be a lot of different manufacturers of this phone, Android operated phone. So Check out the orientation of the slides on how you need to hold your phone. If you're doing an Android, you still must have the credit card in the wallet, in your Google Wallet, and the operating system must be at least a version 5. They work exactly the same way as a Smart Trip card. So it's nothing different. If you have a Smart Trip card and you register it in your name, it can participate in Smart Benefits. If you cancel one out, you do it the same way. If you lose your phone, you cancel it out, you transfer it to a new Smart Trip card. You can go to the next slide. Weekend track work, just coming up, just so that you know, Metro has transitioned to a new program of preventative maintenance and planned capital work. So overnight, weekend hours will be used to enhance prevention of maintenance, including cable testing, prevent smokes, fire incidents, track beds. You can learn more information about our weekend track service and what we're doing as it relates to track work by using the hyperlink over there to the right under the picture. You can go ahead to the next slide, please. The summer construction, basically early June to September of 2024. Glenmont, Wheaton, Forest Glen, Silver Springs, Tacoma, all these red line stations will be closed. I know it's not in Arlington, but you may work that way or you may be traveling that way for whatever reason. So you need to know about our planned track work. Most of this is going on due to Maryland MTA's Purple Line project. So we had to make our stations accessibility and things of that nature. All of our capital project information can be found on our website. The link is below. We'll have, of course, free shuttle buses for connections if you need all of that. You can go to the next slide. I know I'm down to the very end, and I know the only thing that I really wanted to talk about is make you aware of all of our new safety enhancements as far as seeing more patrol officers out in the system, cameras. We have some mental health people out there, station modernization. You should see new digital signage, things of that nature. We're replacing a lot of our pylons. Wayfinding signs, you're going to see them, which exit to get off of if you want to be closer to the stadium, or, you know, just more better wayfinding signs throughout our system. You can go ahead to the next slide, but I'm going to, just before I go there, I wanted to tell you about the Roslyn escalator replacement. Know that Roslyn, starting on January 2nd, they have experienced a replacement of our escalators. You can, of course, go to our website to learn more information. But the phase 1 is from January 2nd to July 2024. There'll always be an escalator working. There's one entrance escalator and one platform escalator that will be closed. So there's always escalators there that will be working in replace of the ones that are not working. They are happening in phases. You should go to our website, again, at WMATA.com. You can just do on the search field Roslyn escalator to get you to that point quickly, but it'll show you the whole, you know, what we have as far as a schedule and how we feel like it may impact you. So take a look at that. Now, if you want to use Metro, plan your trip, ride Metro, go to our website, use our trip planning tools. There's also Incentive Trip with commuter connections, which will give you incentives like free money on your Smart Trip card, gift cards, by using their website to find the best ways for you to commute. So I encourage you to go to their website with Incentive Trip, check your Smart Benefits, see if you can save money utilizing Smart Benefits. $1 saved is $1 win, right? So if I'm riding public transportation, sign up for Smart Benefits. It's a no-brainer. You want to save money. Check out our social media, Twitter, we at WMATA, of course, for general information, at Rail Info for rail info, bus info, Metro Transit Police Department info. Facebook, we're at facebook.com/Metro Forward. Instagram, our hashtags, pound WMATA. We're your Metro. Please ride your Metro. We appreciate you. We're continued our focus on safety, air filtration, digital tools for you to use. And remember, the benefits of transit, the ability to decompress after a long day, reducing the carbon footprint, getting back your me time, reading books, convenience, avoiding traffic delays, and of course, reducing your costs with gas prices. That is it. I did it with 3 minutes left to spare. So thank you very much. I know that I kind of went through it pretty quickly, but I just wanted to make sure I got everything in.
Of course. Thank you, Antoinette. And this last page here is for WMATA's customer service information if you guys need it.
Yes.
But that will conclude the Arlington Transportation Partners webinar on transportation news. Thank you again to our panelists, Raymond, Joe, Christine, Paul, and Antoinette. I hope you all feel better equipped to find pertinent information on transportation topics, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to join us today.